So in this video we'll be seeing more about scripts and pixels, how to use third-party scripts and pixels, for example Facebook pixel. So we have already seen how tags work. We'll just go to tag. Yeah, here I'll create a new tag in which tag configuration, as you might recall from one of our earlier videos, there are two types of tags, featured and non-featured tags. And we know that Facebook pixel or meta pixel is not in a featured tag yet. So what we have to do is we have to click custom HTML and then get the piece of code that meta pixel gives us. So for that we'll have to go to the site, and from the events manager we can copy their code. Because I click copy code here, and then I get back to my site tag manager and I just paste that code here. And as you can see, this is the metapixel code. This is just initialization code, and as you can see, it is tracking page views. So it just tells Facebook that a page view event has occurred, right? And then we'll set a trigger for it. We want it to fire on all pages. We'll click save, name it as FB page view, and there you have it. We have created a metapixel tag. Now how it works is, if we go to preview to test it, firstly it will ask for your website's URL, connect. Now you know that your tag assistant is connected, but how to actually know that Facebook has received that information? Even now, if you see in the summary, you can see that the tags fired, Facebook tag that we created, it comes under that. It comes under tags fired, which means the information has left here. But how do we actually know that Facebook has received it? So for that, we'll just go Facebook pixel helper, and here we can see that it has actually received information, page view. So you can use the Facebook pixel helper to know that Facebook has actually received information from the tag that has been fired. Now in another case, if you wanted to fire a tag which is featured, so we just saw metapixel, it was not featured, so we had to go in and type the code in custom HTML. But suppose I want to use Google Ads remarketing, so for this we don't need to go to your Google Ads page and get a code from there and then paste it. We just have to enter a conversion ID, which you will get from the Google Ads page or your client. You just have to enter the conversion ID and set a trigger for it. Again, we'll set it on all pages, and we'll name it GA Google Ads remarketing all pages, or page view. We'll save it as this. And another thing, whenever you're working with Google Ads remarketing, you have to add a conversion linker. And in conversion linker, there's no configuration required. You just have to set a trigger to it, all pages, and save. CL page view. So what the conversion linker does is it makes it easier for the Google Ads remarketing to track the data. And if you are using any Google Ads tags, you are more than likely to use a conversion linker as well, because it just takes information that's in the URL and makes conversion tracking that much easier. So yeah, this was our ad platforms. As we know, we could go to tag configuration and select any ad platforms that are here. Like if I wanted, suppose I wanted the Twitter Universal website tag, I could choose it from here. If I wanted the suppose I want LinkedIn, then you can find it here. So all these ad platforms that are featured, that should be your go-to move. Like you should first look if they are in the featured section or not, because as you may know, using featured tags just makes your work easier. And just in case they are not featured, then you can resort to going to custom HTML and getting the code from your vendor or from the site and then entering it there. So this was pretty much basically all about your ad platforms. Now moving on to the third party scripts, we, suppose we want a Hotjar script, and yeah, you can find it here that it's under the featured tags. So you can just select Hotjar tracking code here and enter the ID which the site or the vendor gives you and set a trigger to it. You want to fire it on all pages. So set that, give it a name, and you're good to go. It will be created. And similarly, if you, yeah, just as in the case of ad platform, similarly for other third party scripts, if it's not under the featured tag, all you need to do is go to their site and ask for the code, or locate where the code is, copy the code, paste it here, and again set a trigger on which to fire it, and you're good to go. And yeah, that's how the third party script would work as well. But again, before we finish it, as we said earlier, it is important to test your changes. So make sure that before you submit anything, you go to the preview mode and test it again and again. And suppose if you don't want anything, you could remove it from your abandoned change. So yeah, that's pretty much all for this video. This was your ad platforms and scripts. So yeah, we just saw how scripts and pixels work, how you can get them from the vendor, and where you need to put the code if they are not under the featured tags. And if they are under the featured tags, what you need to do, you need to just click on what you want and then enter an ID which you can get from the site or your vendor. So yeah, that's how simple it is. And again, remember to always test your changes, make sure that there are no errors occurring, and be double sure of your work before submitting. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you.